Today in the kitchen, we're making a camping weekend meal plan and getting ready to go to Santee. We didn't get to eat everything. I did actually pick up some food for the Saturday lunch because I had the family coming, and so there was another one too we didn't eat. But I did make them once we got home so that I could show them to you finished. So enjoy! Everything, as always, is linked in the description box below. That'll be your recipe, your directions, your ingredients, and the prep that you do at home. So next time you go camping, be sure to check this out. It made it super simple, and I had very little to do when I got to camp. The first thing we're going to make today is our walking tacos. We're going to have these on Friday night. So I'm going to go ahead and cook up the pound of ground beef. I do end up cooking another pound because I found out that my daughter and her family will be there also, so I want to make sure I have plenty. I just didn't film that. However, all you do is cook your ground beef, drain it, and then put your seasoning in and water per the package directions. And then we'll let that cool off and we'll pack that up. I cut up some lettuce and also some tomatoes. Now I'm just getting everything together in this basket, and this takes everything out to the mini refrigerator. The chips and dry products go in the pantry. At camp, I just laid out all the toppings, put the meat in the microwave to heat it up, put it in the bag, put the other toppings in there, and it was so good. When my daughter and her family arrived, I took the rest over to them and let them enjoy it as well. We all really thought it was great. Pancakes and sausage for breakfast, super simple. You just take as much pancake mix as you need, and then you do some patties. You can form them yourself. I just bought some frozen ones. Everybody enjoyed. Here's a plate before we threw the syrup on it. Delicious. Now for our picnic wraps and chips with fruit. I washed and put the lettuce in a Ziploc bag, and then I packed the other ingredients in the plastic basket that goes to the refrigerator in the mini, so I had everything ready. The only thing not in the basket are the actual tortillas, which I put in the pantry. Here's a finished plate. We didn't have time to do these at camp, but they were delicious when we got home. Next up, we have a bacon, egg, and cheese English muffins. First thing we want to do is cook the bacon. All of the prep for this is done ahead of time, and then you just put them in a Ziploc bag in your cooler or your refrigerator. The recipe was for 2 people. I made more because I had the rest of the family come in, so you make as much as you want, noting that the recipe that you'll find on the link in the description box below will call for 4 eggs. However, I'm doing 12, so you just multiply it as much as you need to for as many people as you have coming. We're going to whisk the eggs rather. I'm putting in salt, pepper, garlic powder. In other words, Kinder's the blend. You can put whatever seasoning you like to put in your eggs. Now we're going to add in the milk. You can cook your eggs any way you like. In a skillet, you can fry them, you can scramble them. I just chose to do mine in the baking pan like I did the bacon because of the quantity that I'm making. Now that I have the bacon and eggs done, I'm going to put the English muffins in the oven on toast. And while they're cooking, or toasting rather, I'm going to split up the bacon on my eggs, and I have everything cut into squares, and then we'll get everything assembled. Now to assemble, I'm going to put the egg bacon in there with a slice of cheese, and then you just wrap this in cling wrap, and then after I get them all wrapped up, I will pop them in a Ziploc bag to make sure they all stay fresh. Now all you do is pop them in the microwave 1 to 2 minutes, depending how many watts your microwave is. You just have to test that out. Mine was about 1.5 minutes. Alright, I ended up with 8 of these, and between these and the breakfast burritos, which I'll show you coming up, we have plenty of quick sandwich options for breakfast. Well, for Sunday lunch, we were doing seafood subs, so I got some imitation crab meat, and you're supposed to get the flaky kind. They didn't have that, so I used my vegetable chopper to make sure that they were all uniform size. Now this is the lettuce we're going to use for the seafood salads, subs, and also for the burgers on Sunday, so I just put it all in one bag. Now I'm just going to get chopping on the the imitation crab. Now it called for 8 ounces, and I doubled it just because I know we really love it, and we actually had leftovers when we came home, so we had them for dinner one night earlier this week. We've added the mayonnaise, the Old Bay, and the lemon juice, and I went ahead and doubled those also because I had double the crab meat. Now I'm going to put it in this container. I thought it would fit, it didn't, so I ended up using 2 containers, and then I popped them in the refrigerator and packed the sub sandwiches, and of course the lettuce as well, and we had mayonnaise. Here's a couple pictures of the subs with the potato chips. They were, as always, very good. For our burgers, super simple. I took a 1 pound of hamburger, divided it into four, seasoned it with this Kinder's wood fire garlic. It has like a smoky wood flavor. It's really good if you haven't tried it. And then I just put the patties, formed them into 4 burgers. It was just Big Daddy and I, so we were just going to grill them and then have some leftovers for the next day. And we actually didn't cook these until we got home because we went out and had Mexican, if you saw Friday's video. So they were still good, even though we had them later. And we just popped them in the fridge, took some ketchup, mustard, and cheese to put on them. And we had hamburger buns, of course. The other hamburger frying on the skillet is the taco meat that I was doing as well for the trip. Multitasking. Here are finished plates. I did take pickles as well, forgot that. Just put them in a little glass container with a lid. They were delicious burgers. Now we're going to make our breakfast burritos. Now these, I had leftover scrambled egg, or leftover egg, should I say, from the English muffins. So I'm just cutting or chopping that up with a spatula here so I can use it in the burritos. And I'm going to cook the sausage, and I'm doing that in the skillet. Now to assemble, we'll put the sausage and egg in here. I'll add a little shredded cheese and then we'll get them wrapped up. Again, I'm just going to put them in the cling wrap, and then as I get them done, I'm going to put them in a Ziploc bag, and we'll store these the same way we're storing the English muffins, and that is in the refrigerator, or if you have a cooler, in the cooler.